Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes, and you're listening to the Landscape Business Course podcast. Today's going to be a different episode. I'm going to do the first time I'm actually going to do a reaction video to B&B Lawn Care and their company-wide shop tour of It's His Turf. So really looking forward to today. I've never done one of these before. I love watching other creators in the lawn care and landscape space and seeing what everyone's up to, getting ideas, trying to learn from other people. And so a lot of you have asked me to make these reaction videos, add my 2 cents to it. So we're going to watch it together. Maybe you've already seen it. If you have, awesome. But definitely subscribe over to Blake's channel at B&B Lawn Care. That's where this is coming from. And we're going to react to it today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mike Andes. I'm the founder of Augusta Lawn Care Services. We have 20 locations around the United States and Canada. That's a franchise. And also I teach a lot of my course material at landscapebusinesscourse.com. Check that out. See if it's good for you to grow your lawn care business. Without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Join Blake on his tour of It's His Turf. So here we go. Let's see if we can actually figure out how to do this.
What's up, Stripe Nation? Blake Alberts here with B&B Lawn Care. I'm here with my buddy Blake from It's His Turf. What's up, Blake?
What's going on, guys?
We're here in Hot Springs, Arkansas at your HQ, man, your shop.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're out back. This is where all the junk gets stored, so nobody has to see it from the front, and my wife doesn't have to gripe, so it all gets stored back here. But, yeah, man, so this is, we moved from the carport you passed.
So I call this area of a landscape company the materials graveyard. And I think all of us know what it's all about at the end of lawn care jobs, landscaping jobs, all the excess material, whether it be piping or pavers or wall blocks, end up in this spot. It ends up usually being a whole bunch of a mess, and you got to clean up every once in a while. This is an area you definitely got to keep a track of and keep a handle on if you want to stay maintained in like a really orderly fashion around your shop. Definitely a learning.
Coming in, that trailer, that carport, the little shed. That was our old headquarters, so that's where we ran like 8 crews out of.
Okay.
And then 4 years ago, we built this place, so 6,000 square foot shop and carport. So we bunch of lumber back here. This is just for, like forms and stuff for all the concrete that we do.
Okay.
And then over here, just PVC, wheelbarrows, rebar, irrigation, concrete, landscape.
So one thing to take note of is, especially as you add landscaping jobs, you do have to usually add more shop space. For a lawn care setup, you can run that out of a storage facility pretty easily because a lot of the truck has all the equipment on it. It's pretty self-sustaining. When you start adding in projects, you need material. You need, like he had forms for concrete. You're going to see soon. I can see there's a bobcat in the back there, trailers, a lot of, wheelbarrows, equipment. So it's just one of those things to keep in mind if you're wanting to go from lawn care into landscaping. You're probably going to need to invest at some point into some shop space just because of the amount of storage that is required to facilitate those services.
All that stuff. So
That's sweet. I want to see the trucks, man. These are sweet.
Yeah, so the fleet's a little bit smaller than the last time we talked. Over the winter, we sold like 9 trucks.
Wow.
And we bought 2 brand new ones. So this is one of the brand new trucks we just bought. And so one reason we did that is tired of breakdowns. The other thing was we no longer have a full-time mechanic.
Okay.
And so we decided let's get a little less headache and grind and go make some money. So,
Yeah, so we did a video a couple years ago, and I forgot to say this kind of in our intro. About 2 years ago, and we kind of went over your story. You guys went super, super big, like $2 million company, then have been working to downsize and just be more profitable. Is that right?
That's right, man. And it's been good to us this year. Really good.
So this is something that I think a lot of people should consider, and that is actually scaling back your business. This is something we did a couple years ago at Augusta Lawn Care before we franchised. We knew that I was not going to be able to be there on a daily basis. We would need to simplify the business model and had to cut out a lot of services. We didn't necessarily hire less people or get less trucks, but we simplified services. And this is something a lot of people should think about if you're trying to systematize your business or make it more profitable, like Blake here at It's His Turf is doing. He scaled back his operations to make it more profitable by getting rid of a full-time mechanic. That costs a lot of money. And so that's something they kind of almost need, though, when you start getting, 20 trucks. You gotta have someone being a mechanic all the time. You can cut that overhead out if you've scaled it back, made it more simplified, and like they've done, invested in the more expensive truck, but sold 8 other trucks to get that one nicer truck. So something definitely to consider if you're trying to scale back and make it more profitable and streamlined. Not always the best thing if you're trying to grow, but definitely if you're trying to scale back, make it more streamlined, make it more systems oriented and more profitable, that's definitely an option for you.
Good to us.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. So can I get in this thing?
Oh yeah, it may be messy. The crew just rolled in. So.
Hey, that's okay. That means it's making money, dude.
That's right.
This is sweet. And how many, you fit 5 people in here? 6 people?
Yeah, the guys complain when we push 6 in it, but it'll actually hold 7. But
wow.
Yeah, no, they probably quit.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, there's plenty of room back there.
Wow, these things are huge.
So, they are.
Is this a diesel?
So no, they're gas. I want it all just lower maintenance. So my whole fleet is that we're switching from 7.3 diesels all to 6.0 Chevrolets.
Are you trying to cover up all this grass in here? Is this a fire hazard?
Maybe. Get off in the morning. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah. No, we'll just, this thing actually dumps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the attachable dovetail and it dumps, but with that much grass, we'll just drop the side gate and blow it out.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
That's sweet.
Yeah, right in here, it's just got a...
Oh, it dumps.
Just a little controller in there. This is sweet, dude. That's cool.
Within a few minutes, you can actually just drop the whole dovetail if you've got it loaded down with mulch or grass or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
All your tools and everything would be on the ground?
So something to take note of here, this is an Isuzu, or sorry, not an Isuzu, it's similar to an Isuzu truck. This is a Chevy model. They brought this brand new with the crew cab like that. I'm going to guess you're running between $30,000 and $50,000 depending on the options. Now, you have a dump on that, you got the crew cab, it's brand new, probably more on the higher end of that, honestly, could be even more than 50 grand a pop. So do I think this is the best thing if you're trying to scale and grow out in terms of size? No. I think it would be more efficient to get 3 $20,000 pickups and be able to scale a lot faster and grow bigger. That being said, growth sucks cash, and if you're trying to make your operation more lean by not having a mechanic and going from 20 employees down to 5, 6, 7, 8 employees, definitely this is a good option for you. This is something that we would never use at Augusta Lawn Care in our market, this size of a truck for lawn care. We use bigger trucks for landscaping with a dump trailer, but we don't use the big flatbed dually diesels, simply due to the fact that they cost a lot to buy, and then if I have 6 people in that truck on a lawn care, you better be doing commercial, you better be doing big properties where they're there for at least an hour or 2 a piece. If you're doing residential $30, $40 lawns, you should not be driving around 5 or 6 guys inside of a big truck like this. This is obviously the truck that they probably use for big commercial properties, I'm going to assume, as well as for landscaping projects, because they can carry materials like mulch, gravel, and soil in the back of that bed and dump it off.
Well, we'd take it off, but then we can dump it. So we just ordered a bunch of green touch racks. We've got 4 blower racks going on it. Mm-hmm. We got a 4 position that we're about to drop on it, and so we'll be able to just leave all the stuff on the truck and trailer.
That's crazy. Now you have a few more trucks out here.
Yeah, we got a few more. So this is our 550. This is like our landscape. We actually use it for a lot of mowing, so we do a lot of push mowing, big subdivisions.
Okay.
So we actually dump all our grass clippings.
You have babies out here?
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so we dump all of our grass clippings in it. So we've got 3 dump trucks out here.
Okay.
This is one of them. And this one's the workhorse, man. It's a tank. We haul our skid steer with it, all that. So
that's awesome. So you guys kind of have your own dump here, right? Just dump it down the hill?
Yeah, well, what's crazy, when we built the shop 4 years ago, the pad stopped at the edge of that sprayer tank.
Oh, really?
We were like 13 feet out from the edge of the building.
Wow.
And we've just got free fill. I haven't paid for any of it. And then every time we excavate out for a hardscape job, we dump it back here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then just pack it down?
Things, leaves, stuff like that, go over the hill. And we do have a composting station up front. Mm-hmm. And so we're about to they open up our compost once a year. Mm-hmm. We'll haul in a bunch of free compost. And then we'll start dumping fresh grass clippings, fresh leaf mulch.
Wow.
Mix it all up and then sell it to our customers.
So this is something that's really, really interesting. They actually sell their the degraded materials. So they're lawn clippings and debris that basically is composting. They would sell that to customers. We don't get to sell our debris, but this is really important when you're looking at a shop location, is where's your debris going? Especially if you do bag clippings, and especially if you're going to do trimming bushes and cleanups where you have a ton of leaves or branches or just a whole bunch of stuff that will come from a property cleanup. This is a really important thing to look at, because you might have a big shop, but if you have 10, 15 trucks out on the road, you could literally be spending thousands of dollars a month in just dump fees going to your local dump. Whereas if you can figure out a location like this where you have a drop off like they have, you have a drop off, a cliff where you dump all your debris off and literally just keep building it out, you will literally save more in dump fees than you would just on the cost of your rent. So keep that in mind. Some people say, I can't afford rent, but they're spending $900 a month in dumping fees when they could spend $1,000 a month, get a piece of land where they could dump all of their materials, have it compost, level it off each year, compact it like they did here, and really make it a whole lot more cost effective.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a truck bed, so this is part of a truck build.
Okay.
Winter project. We're too busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going on a cabin chassis. Well, that's another video, another time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, dude.
So this is gonna be the leaf rig. We just bought a brand new debris loader. So
wow,
that's gonna be going on this thing, and this
thing is huge.
Yeah. F650 7.3. It's got a 16.
Okay, so we had a similar truck to this. We've actually had two similar trucks to this. One was an F700, and the other one was an L7000. The other one was an F600 that we've had, and very similar make and model to this truck here. I would not recommend getting one of these unless you're a very good mechanic. An older truck like this, it breaks down, it's very big, and it's hard to train people to drive these things. That's the hardest part. This size of a vehicle make a lot of damage on someone's property if they drive over a lawn, if they back into something. It's not like, oh, we dented it. It's like we smashed and obliterated it. So if you're going to get a truck like this, make sure your crew is very skilled at driving, and know that you're not just going to be able to throw people on and then be efficient on their first week of work. Like, it takes a lot of skill to learn how to back these things up, utilize them, dumping them under power lines, etc. What I would recommend for starting out, if you don't have a skilled mechanic, if you're not mechanically inclined, if you don't have good drivers, or you depend on a lower level skilled workforce, because the biggest thing we don't like is where only 5 of our guys can use a certain truck, because they're the skilled employees. Or if it's a manual, like only some people can drive it. Like, we don't like that. We like all of our crew. It's much easier, more scalable, easier to schedule. And so we ended up getting rid of these trucks, these big ones, because honestly, a 350 or a 2500, they can pull a 7x14, 7x16 dump trailer. And that dump trailer with the truck is a whole lot cheaper than these in terms of maintenance and just the tonnage on the licensing every single quarter or year for the license plates, because they're so heavy, is crazy. And so some states you'd actually need a commercial driver's license to have this truck. This one you probably don't. It's a single axle. It probably doesn't have air brakes. Anyways, in our state, if we have air brakes, if it's a dually, or if it has more than 26,000 pounds, then you have to have a CDL, commercial driver license. So we went away from this, and instead we went to dump trailers, because you can build up the sides of a dump trailer with wood and get just as much, if not more, debris inside of it than this dump truck. All right, so something that we really liked a lot more is the dump trailers. These definitely have a purpose, because a dump trailer on top of a truck does get very long. This is going to be a little more compact, but again, the skill to drive this thing and the maintenance for these older dump trucks gets exhausting. We went through 2 of them. We went away with them. Now the biggest truck we have is an F450 diesel dump, and everything else is half ton or 3/4 ton or 1 ton trucks hauling a dump trailer.
15-foot bed on it.
What do you guys do with it now?
We haul mulch, rock, gravel. There's no telling what's in it. Okay, it's clean. That's surprising. We just haul anything and everything. Sometimes when other trucks are broke down or busy, we'll take it out to the subdivision and dump grass in it too.
My goodness. So. Man, you're going to be able... if you build up some size, you'll be able to hold a lot of leaves in there.
That's what I'm hoping, man. I'm going to put my dad in it with a helper, a couple blowers.
Yeah.
Do that. And then down yonder is our other little dump truck.
Okay.
We love it. It's got 7.3 in it, too. A little 97 dump truck. So.
Huh. But that's awesome. So what's the majority of your guys' business right now?
We mow a little over 400 yards a week, and then we do landscape, hardscape, and irrigation. So,
dang. Can we make our way over this way?
Sure. I'll follow you. So
I don't know where I'm going, man. You direct us.
We have a couple trailers. That 12-foot trailer over there, that was my original trailer I started the company with.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how many years ago?
I started in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then this is a 16-foot trailer. It's just like the one we're giving away next week.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
We downsized from 18 and 20-foot trailers to the 16. And we just liked it because it's a little more compact, a little less curb checking, and, stuff like that.
Oh, my gosh. I just got excited because I saw the boat.
Oh,
I got excited because of the Bobcat, and then I saw the boat, and then I'm like, whoa.
Which one makes you more excited? I mean, this one makes money.
That one makes money. That one spends money, but that looks fun.
Luckily, okay, so disclaimer, that's my brother's. I just letting him store it up here.
Yeah.
In return, I get to go out on it.
Right.
So,
well, hey, that works. You got the space.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We splurged. I've never bought toys till this year, and you wouldn't know it from what you see. But yeah,
that's awesome.
This is where all of our heavy equipment goes. Just try to keep it out of the weather. This winter, once our pad's done settling, we're actually going to build like a 70 by 25 shed.
Wow.
All on the outside for all of our attachments. And so we got like Harley Ray, trencher, buckets, all that over there. Brush cutter. We're going to put all that stuff under the shed with all the heavy equipment.
Wow. So is this for the hardscaping stuff?
Hardscaping, landscaping. So we've got...
Oh my goodness, dude. This is awesome. Look at that. That is a beast. So what do you do with this?
Bush hog my property right now.
Okay.
So
do you offer it as a service?
No, we don't offer it as a service as of right now. So I'm actually long-term borrowing this from my father-in-law, trying to talk him out of it. Yeah. He doesn't use it.
Yeah.
And he's got a big debris mulcher.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to talk him out of this unit for my place. But we used to bush hog with this, but I've got a lot of rolling hills on the property. We got 40 acres here.
Do you?
So, yeah.
Wow.
So I wanted something that I'd enjoy using. I didn't enjoy the tractor, but this thing is fun.
This thing is
it's a lot
huge.
Of fun. So,
wow, man. Yeah. I didn't know you had 40 acres. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Do you use the ditch witch?
So how much space you use for a shop in terms of acreage is really going to depend on where your shop is. Obviously, I believe this is in Arkansas. The land's pretty cheap. If you're in the middle of a metropolitan area, for example, the shop that we have at our first location, the 2 acres that we're on, the 8 acres that we're on is worth over $2.5 million. And so for us to get 40 acres where we're at is almost impossible. However, we're right on a highway. There's lots of exposure. It's a little more central to where all of our employees work. So there's pros and cons to both. We're living out in the country, lots of space, cheap land, and plenty of storage. Definite highlights and definitely a lot easier to put your debris in spots. The advantage of having a little more centralized is better employee access. They're going to be closer to work. It's more efficient for your routes if you're closer to your jobs, as well as you're going to get more exposure if you're on a highway or someplace where people drive by and can see your sign.
Or like the Bobcat or tractor more?
We actually use the Bobcat more.
Okay.
So the Bobcat is what we use on projects. And then the tractor is what we use around the shop.
Okay.
So, but the 2 units that get used the most are the Yammer and the Ditch Witch.
Okay.
Yeah, man. They're just dynamic duo for any landscaping job.
That's what I heard. I'm like, everybody says, you need to get everybody calls it the dingo, but, like a Ditch Witch.
Yeah. I probably called it a dingo by accident.
Yeah,
this is
something
my
that
first piece
size.
of equipment I bought in like 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, to go in from wheelbarrows. And I wish I would have bought one of these first.
Really?
If I had to pick one out of the 3, I'd go with that.
Because even I've
heard that quite often. We do not have a Ditch Witch or a dingo, and we've never bought one. We've rented them before, but I have heard that if someone had to choose between the two, they would choose the smaller one. I believe the same thing. The reason we had started with track loaders and skid steers is because we had material in our yard, and we originally were selling it to retail. We were selling that to the public, and so we had to have those loaders to load up people's trucks. However, if we were just doing services, I would definitely stick with the smaller, compact one. It does take more scoops because the scoop is smaller. It doesn't have as much loading capacity. However, it can go into the backyard of people's lawns through a gate because it's less than 36 inches wide, and so it's very, very versatile. It can fit on a smaller trailer. You don't need as big of a trailer and as big of a truck to haul it, because it's not as heavy. So definitely if you're weighing between the two, go with the smaller one. I've heard that time and time and time again. And I've heard when companies have to decide which one to sell as they're downsizing, they usually let go of the $70,000 Bobcat before they let go of the $25,000 Ditch Witch or Dingo. That's what I have seen historically.
About like getting a tractor.
Yeah.
So you would definitely go with the Ditch Witch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so another reason is, like, not only do I have the bucket, but if we go over here, like, we've got all these attachments.
Right.
And so we've got the 5-in-1 bucket, we've got the Harley rake, the soil conditioner, and we've got the trencher and the forks all right here. Most of the time you can put that on a flatbed truck and that, 18-foot trailer, and we can go to town, and, like, we can do any kind of job.
Right.
So it just makes it super easy.
Now, I would finish off with the toys, but since we're over here, let's just check them out real quick, and then we'll go inside the shop.
Okay.
What is this?
Man, that's my brother's new weight boat.
It's awesome.
That is huge. Yeah, all the videos that was like on the Today Show from like the Trump parade and stuff. Man, This was in it. And I apologize for whatever y'all may have seen on this thing.
Wow.
So
that is sweet, man. Is that your camper?
Yeah, so
some four-wheelers?
Yeah, a couple four-wheelers, kayaks. Those are my brothers and my one of my guys.
This is something I talked about a couple weeks ago on a video, and that is trying to keep separate your business and your personal when you have a shop. So if you have your home and your business at the same locale, it is good to try to keep it separate. And so you see what he's done here is he put it kind of in one spot, all his personal stuff, his brother's boat, definitely trying to keep it kind of out to one area. And even, ideally it's not even on the property where, employees drive in and they don't see family members and they don't see people, maybe tearing around on a four-wheeler because it's your home and it's also the business. So there's something to be said about going to a place of work and having employees there when they show up. It's not like your kids and your family showing up, and it's not like you're coming out of, from breakfast with your coffee in the morning all the time, or that your kids are waiting out when they drive in to go to school. Like, there's definitely something said to be keeping it very separate. So I really like when people have separate entrances for their employees versus like their home. If you have a spot at your house where you are running your business from, try to keep it as separate as possible. You can see Blake's tried to do this here by keeping the RV, the four-wheelers, the boat all separate outside of the shop, and then inside is really focused on the business. I like that. I don't like when people start merging everything together. The employees don't feel like they're coming to work. They feel like they're coming over to your house. And that's definitely some lines you don't want to cross, especially you being to grow and scale. You want to be their friends, but you also got to make sure that you realize that their careers and their livelihood is the number one reason they're showing up to work, and you want to put that as the priority.
Bought the wife and the family a camper this year. So we're on weekend adventures every weekend.
Yeah, do you like it?
Oh, man, I love it. So just trying to be intentional with family time.
Yeah.
That's why I do
what I talk about all the time, man. That's sweet. All right, let's go inside where the money gets made, man.
That's right. So, so that's a personal truck. Guy's been using it this year.
Okay.
So here I show the fleet of trucks.
Yeah. And then do you use that trailer down there?
That trailer, I did. So the reason I borrowed Kevin's trailer for 6 months is because mine got totaled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody rear-ended us and just ripped the door off and ruined it. So it used to be our landscape hardscape, and we just kept all the tools in.
Huh.
And so we'll be buying another 16-foot tandem axle.
Okay. What about this?
This truck's a moneymaker. So this is our service truck. I bought it for my supervisor, and so he goes out, helps the guys on the most difficult job of the day. Then he runs, lighting service calls, sprinkler service calls. Today we were replacing storm doors that we busted out.
That's a nice truck.
It's just rigged out with all the stuff you could use for lighting, PVC, tools, just anything and everything.
That's nice.
Now, usually I would say that I would prefer to have a cheaper truck than that and get 2 trucks for the price of this truck, because it is an expensive truck. It is very nice. Just that box in the back with the tools is probably worth $5,000 to get it changed out. This is probably, I would say, a 2017, 2018 vehicle. Very, very nice, very new. Would I buy this? No. Is this right for what Blake is trying to do, where he is cutting out a mechanic and taking that money and spending on newer trucks? I think that's probably the right decision for him and for his business. And so this is something I try to make clear as possible, is what someone does for their business, whether it be for equipment or trucks or for employees, the amount of size and growth, their marketing. What they do is not necessarily right for you. It's not right for everybody. There is no standard. When someone says, oh, you have to buy this type of truck, or you got to do this type of equipment, like, I'm not a big believer that. It needs to align with your business model and your business goals. If you're trying to maximize your growth and profitability during those growing years, you're going to want to try to focus on, instead of buying the $40,000 truck, buy 2 $20,000 trucks. A $20,000 truck will get you a very good secondhand vehicle with a Carfax, probably less than 80,000 miles, a few years old. So that's just my 2 cents. That's my opinion on my business model. You probably think different. Blake obviously does too, but it aligns with his goals, his business model, and what he wants from the business. Stay focused on that.
Man, that's awesome.
All right, so here we are. We're stepping inside.
This is so crazy.
Yep. So this is our loft. We got our conference room where we do our morning meetings and Diva.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there for part 1 of this reaction video. Make sure you log in and check out part number 2. Make sure you subscribe if you like this type of content. Comment below if you like more information and course lectures. Check out landscapebusinesscourse.com. Until part 2, I'll see you then. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.